What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be messing with the motor behind me. Ignore the part numbers on my hand. I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna start tearing it down. I don't really have an exact goal for essentially this video. I'm just gonna get essentially started on the timing. Kind of waiting on word as far as whether or not I'm gonna be pulling the entire harness off to be repaired, because there's just some stuff on it that I don't feel is the safest as far as wiring is concerned. But until I know for sure I'm gonna take it all the way off, I'm just gonna leave it, essentially only take the stuff off that I need to do the timing until I hear or know that I have to take the entire harness off of the car. If I don't have to, I'm just gonna get away with, taking off what I need to and whatnot. But yeah, I'll quit talking. That's really the overall goal for today. The goal is just kind of start dressing it down, getting stuff off of it, get to the point where I can start installing all the timing bits and gaskets that I got, the chain tensioner gaskets, half moon seals, cam plugs, all that good stuff. And I mean, after the timing, I'm hoping that this doesn't take long. I'm just doing timing, the turbos, the spider hose on the back of the motor, clutch, oil feed and return lines. So in retrospect, after the timing, it should be kind of smooth sailing after that, getting it back together. Just install the turbos, the rest of the miscellaneous stuff, slap the clutch on. By then, my transmission should be done. That's already made its way to the transmission builder to get the full JHM rebuild kit put in it. And hopefully it should be back soon. So without further ado, we're gonna get to it. So what I just did was I set the motor to top dead center. It's a 12.24 mil socket for the crank bolt right here. You go you go clockwise. Clockwise. You go clockwise until, I don't know if you could see it, but this tiny little mark lines up with this. But a big thing to note is that on this, these big lobes both need to be facing inward. So in theory, now that the crank lock is in, if I put this on there, if I can get it on there, and I try and spin it again, nope, we're locked in place. So now I'm going to work on getting that pulley off once I make sure that I ordered the kit with the seal for it. And then we're going to put the cam lock bar on. So now that the harmonic balancer is off, we're going to throw the cam lock bar on and then start taking off all the timing components, the belt, the roller, the tensioner, everything like that. It looks like we got a 6 hex here, a 17 here, and then a couple 10s here for the tensioner. And we'll just get cranking on everything. So cam lock bar has 2 pins right here that'll fit into the lobes here. So we're just going to kind of, oh shit. Get those on there. You want to make sure it's on there. So now we're 100% locked to top dead center. So we're going to go ahead and start removing everything. I'm just going to cut the belt because we don't need it. So, yeah. Not the 10 mil. Yo, that's crazy. Not the 10 mil, bro. Why is it always You know, I'm honestly pressed about this because I've had this little toolkit for a minute and I've managed to not lose either of the 10 mil so far, so I'd really like to find it. Oh man. See, this is why I try to stay organized, folks, but apparently it did not work. Bro. Nah, man. Great success. Okay, we good. Crisis avoided. Good God Almighty. Don't mind the fact that I'm bagging these. I just I know I'm not going to reuse them. I just feel the need to. Just in case I lose hardware or something, you know what I mean? I'll know what the hardware was for because it's in the bag with the associated part. So that's just the way that my brain works. They'll all go in the trash at some point. So now that those are off, we're going to move on to popping our cams loose. So we just need to pop these bolts loose on there, and then we got the jaw puller, going to pull the cams forward and then kind of just loosely tighten those bolts to where the bolt is stationary, but this is going to be free spinning. So we're going to move on to that now. loosen the power steering pump because there is one of the water pump bolts that is kind of tucked up underneath the power steering pump. So we're going to loosen that guy so we can get the power steering pump out. Not the power steering pump, the water pump out. Excuse me. I am tired. We'll get the water pump out and move forward. Disconnect the coolant hose from the thermostat with the thermostat housing off, and then I'm honestly probably going to leave it there. It's getting kind of late. I work tomorrow, and honestly, before I continue, I kind of want to try and spend a little bit of time trying to clean this up because this is gross. So yeah, we'll get the thermostat housing off and then call it a night. Tomorrow we'll come back and we'll clean up the front as much as I can and kind of clean off the surfaces and stuff, and we'll move on with everything. So let's get to it. So I was going to stop at the thermostat, but showed up, so I'm gonna keep going. Now I need to get the valve covers off. To my knowledge, I don't know. I gotta make a call tomorrow to confirm, but I think the entire harness is gonna come off. So probably gonna kind of like chip away at that at the same time. But valve cover gaskets are gonna come off. I'm gonna knock out the chain tensioners and all that stuff. Don't know that I'll do the chain tensioners tonight, but I'm gonna just keep plugging away. So. So now that the valve covers are off, we're going to install our little chain tensioner tool and remove the cams. This guy basically sits right here and it compresses the chain tensioner and holds it all in one place so you can remove the cams and chain tensioner assembly as one piece. So we'll go ahead and do that. So camera ended up dying, but got a solid amount done. Got the valve covers off, got cam caps and the camshafts off. Those are sitting in their neat little area over there in order. Bagged them up so I don't get no crud in there. But it honestly looks pretty healthy for a 260,000 mile motor. So we also managed to get the entire wiring harness off, because regardless of whether I buy a new one or it's getting fixed, it's got to come off. So that came off. That's a big accomplishment in my book. So for tonight, I'm leaving it here, considering I was going to leave it at the thermostat. I feel like I got a good amount done thereafter. So I'm going to leave it here. Stay tuned for the next video, where I'm probably going to knock out the timing, replace this spider hose on the back, and then probably start installing turbos and stuff. And then once we get the harness and trans back, we can just slap everything back together. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.